In a quiet town south of Seoul, moonlight spills over a winding river, rustling the reeds along its banks. A young woman is found lying there face down, the shallow water barely covering her shoulders. Her name was Chen Yuxin, a 26-year-old jewelry designer from Hong Kong, known across Asia's fashion scene for her bold, unique creations. Her skin glowed pale, almost translucent, under the moon's gaze, her long hair tangled with weeds and mud. On the surface, there were no signs of a struggle, and the police first called it an accidental drowning. But her wide-open eyes, frozen in a haunting stare, told a different story, one of fear, of something fought for and lost. Chen Yuxin arrived in Korea 3 years ago, chasing a dream. Her Instagram was a gallery of her life: Seoul cafes, Tokyo exhibitions, Paris Fashion Week, every photo radiant with charm. With over 100,000 followers and brands clamoring to work with her, she seemed untouchable. But no one saw the shadows lurking behind her shine. 4 weeks before her death, she went silent. No new designs, no selfies, not even a story. Her last message went to her college roommate, Li Jing. "If anything happens to me, check the bookshelf in my apartment." After that, she never responded again. Chen Yuxin lived in a sleek, modern apartment on the outskirts of Seoul, an expensive spot in an upscale neighborhood. Neighbors said she kept to herself. Some noticed a man visiting late at night, driving a black sedan with an unreadable license plate. He never said hello, never lingered long. One October morning, an old fisherman spotted her, her white sweater snagged on a branch by the river, the current swirling gently around her. When police arrived, her body was cold, but the scene felt eerily clean. No footprints, no signs of a fight, just her. Then came the search of her apartment. Behind her bookshelf, police found a hidden compartment holding a notebook and an SD card. The notebook was filled with frantic handwriting, mentioning a man named Karim Saleh, a businessman from Dubai, rumored to invest in Korean real estate. She wrote, "He scares me. He controls everything." The SD card held an audio file, Chen Yuxin's voice, low and trembling. "I don't know who I can trust anymore, but he warned me," she said. "If I leave, he'll find me." In the background, faint wind, like it was recorded outside. Chen Yuxin's death wasn't a simple accident. Her story weaves together ambition, fear, and power. This is just the beginning. We'll dig deeper, uncovering the truth hidden beneath Seoul's night sky. Subscribe to our channel, because what's coming next will take you to the heart of this case, and you won't be able to look away. Chen Yuxin's story began in Hong Kong. Raised in a modest Kowloon neighborhood, her father was a freight driver, her mother a waitress at a cha-chan teng. Yuxin showed a knack for beauty early on, stringing colorful glass beads into bracelets for the kids next door. At 18, she enrolled in Hong Kong Polytechnic University to study jewelry design, later landing a job with a local brand. Her work, bold yet delicate, caught the eye of Asia's fashion elite. In 2021, an email from Seoul changed everything. A company called Stellar International invited her to be a brand ambassador for a high-end jewelry line. The email mentioned an investor, Karim Saleh, who promised resources she couldn't refuse, global exposure, a top-tier team, even private jets. Yuxin didn't hesitate. With 2 suitcases and a heart full of ambition, she boarded a flight to Seoul. Security footage captured her arrival at Incheon Airport. She wore a beige trench coat, clutching a sketchbook, her smile radiant. Waiting for her was a man in a dark suit, sunglasses shielding his eyes. flanked by 2 bodyguards. That was Karim Saleh, a billionaire from Dubai who built his fortune in real estate and energy. His name never graced gossip columns, but echoed in boardrooms. Private, meticulous, he took an unusual interest in Yuxin. At first, Yuxin's life felt like a fairy tale. She dazzled at events in Seoul, Tokyo, and Dubai, wearing her own jewelry designs, her photos flooding the internet. She and Karim were spotted at private dinners, but she never spoke of him publicly. Friends noticed she started dodging certain questions. Her smiles faded, her photos carrying a hollow look in her eyes. In August 2023, Yuxin abruptly moved to a suburb of Seoul. She offered no explanation, only posting a sunset photo on Instagram with the caption, "Need quiet." Her roommate Li Jing later recalled a phone call where Yuxin mentioned a lot of pressure and complicated things. She sounded exhausted, even scared. The investigation's first break came at her apartment. Detective Park Ji-hyun, a 20-year veteran with Seoul's police, led the case. Her gut told her this was no simple death. The notebook mentioned Karim's name repeatedly, along with places: a villa in Gangwon Province, a private club in Seoul. Yuxin wrote, "He made me sign an agreement, but I didn't know it was a trap." Another audio on the SD card was chilling. Yuxin's voice was barely a whisper. "He's watching me. My phone, my computer, even the cameras in my apartment." A man's voice, low with a Middle Eastern accent, warned her to stop asking questions. Park listened to it on repeat, catching faint piano music in the background, like it was recorded at an upscale venue. A neighbor's tip pointed to a black sedan seen late at night outside Yuxin's building. Its plates traced to a Dubai-registered leasing company tied to Karim's business empire. Yuxin's death was initially ruled a drowning, but the coroner's report noted dirt and fibers under her nails, as if she'd clawed at something. Detective Park Ji-hyun knew Chen Yuxin's death was no accident. She dove into Yuxin's notebook, cross-checking every place and name. One page stood out: Gangwon Province, White House, basement. Next to it, a chilling line: "He showed me things I wasn't supposed to see." Park tracked down the house, a secluded luxury villa registered to an offshore company linked to Karim Saleh's business web. The villa's security footage had been wiped, but techs recovered a grainy clip. It showed Yuxin late one night in September 2023, standing in the driveway with a man in a black jacket. His face was unclear, but his build matched the driver of the black sedan seen near her apartment. Yuxin looked tense, hands clenched like she was arguing. The SD card's recordings offered more. A 10-second clip captured Karim's voice, cold and sharp. "You think you can just leave? You signed the papers. The rules aren't yours to make." Yuxin didn't reply, but a faint sob broke through. Park sent the audio for analysis. It matched Karim's voice from public speeches with near certainty. The investigation turned to Yuxin's phone. Her primary device was missing from the scene, but a backup phone found in her apartment, once unlocked, revealed a bombshell. An encrypted chat from an unsaved number read, "Stop contacting outsiders. Seoul isn't your home." The message was time-stamped 3 days before her death. The number traced to a Dubai telecom, untraceable beyond that. Yuxin's roommate, Li Jing, offered another lead. She said Yuxin had mailed her a letter after moving to the suburbs, enclosing a ticket stub from a private Seoul club. In the letter, Yuxin wrote, "If I go missing, ask the club's manager." Park visited the club, an exclusive members-only spot where Karim's name appeared on the roster. The manager stonewalled at first, but admitted Yuxin had visited often, all was escorted by a driver. An updated coroner's report muddied the waters further. Yuxin's lungs held minimal water, not enough to kill. Her neck bore faint bruises like brief strangulation, but not fatal. The coroner suggested she may have been unconscious before hitting the water. Fibers under her nails were tested, matching a high-end carpet fiber found in private jets or mansions. Karim Saleh's response was swift. Through his lawyer, he called Yuxin a business associate, denying wrongdoing. He claimed she'd been emotionally unstable and likely had other enemies. Asked for travel records, he admitted visiting Seoul in October, but swore he hadn't seen Yuxin. Airport logs, however, showed he left Korea the night she died, bound for Dubai. Park felt the truth was close, yet maddeningly out of reach. Karim's wealth and influence formed an invisible wall, stalling the case. Yuxin's notebook, recordings, and phone pointed to a calculated plot. But the evidence chain wasn't airtight. Was her death a mishap, or was someone determined to silence her forever? The puzzle of truth began taking shape under the fluorescent lights of Seoul's police station, but each piece raised new questions. Detective Park Ji-hyun zeroed in on the Gangwon Villa clue. A search revealed a basement converted into a soundproof room lined with acoustic panels and a small surveillance hub. The hub's hard drive was wiped, but data recovery experts pulled a deleted audio file from the week before Yuxin's death. In it, Yuxin's voice shook. "I can't keep doing this. I'm going to tell everyone." A man's voice cut her off, low and furious. "You don't get a choice. Shut up, or you'll pay the price." Voice analysis pointed to Karim Saleh again. Park felt a chill. This wasn't just a threat. It was evidence of a plan. Another lead came from Yuxin's backup phone. Tex cracked a hidden folder containing a dozen photos taken in the underground parking lot of a Seoul private club. The images were blurry but showed a suited man by a black sedan, its plates matching the neighbor's description. Metadata placed the photos 2 days before Yuxin's death. Disturbingly, one shot captured Yuxin in the distance, her back to the camera, like she was hiding. Park summoned Karim's driver, Hassan Mohammed, his personal aide for sensitive matters. Hassan denied everything at first, but the photos and audio shook him. He admitted Karim ordered him to keep tabs on Yuxin to ensure she followed the agreement. He confirmed driving Karim near her apartment the night she died, but insisted he was just dropping the boss off for a business talk. Then Yuxin's roommate, Li Jing, received an anonymous email with a video showing Yuxin entering her apartment's side door around 11 p.m. that night, a shadowed figure trailing her. The figure wore a baseball cap, face hidden. The timestamp contradicted Hassan's claim that he left by 10 p.m. Park realized Hassan was hiding something bigger. The coroner's final report brought a breakthrough. The carpet fibers under Yuxin's nails matched those from Karim's private jet. That jet was at Seoul's Gimpo Airport the night she died, undergoing an emergency cleaning before takeoff. Flight logs showed it left for Dubai 2 hours after her death, with only Karim and Hassan listed as passengers. Karim's legal team hit back hard. They produced documents claiming he held UAE diplomatic immunity as an advisor to an investment committee. Korean prosecutors tried to restrict his travel, but diplomatic pressure stalled the process. From Dubai, Karim answered questions via video, calmly stating, "I'm saddened by Ms. Chen's death, but it has nothing to do with me. She may have been caught in something beyond her control." Yuxin's mother arrived from Hong Kong, bringing her daughter's final keepsake, a silver pendant engraved with Yukshin's name, concealing a micro SD card. Karim's name surfaced again in an unsent email draft where Yukshin wrote, "He thinks he can buy my silence, but I'll make him pay." Attached was a scanned document resembling a contract with clauses about confidentiality and asset transfers. Park stared at the evidence, torn between rage and helplessness. Every step Yukshin took was watched, every act of defiance crushed. She'd left photos, recordings, and words to preserve the truth, but she faced a web woven from money and power. The truth was breaking through, but whether justice would follow remained uncertain. The outline of truth sharpened in Seoul's winter nights, but justice moved with a heavy, halting step. Detective Park Ji-hyun compiled a thick dossier for prosecutors, weaving Yukshin's recordings, photos, contract drafts, and jet fibers into a clear thread pointing to Karim Saleh. Yet, it wasn't enough to pierce his diplomatic immunity. The break came from Hassan Mohammed, Karim's driver. Crumbling under the weight of charges and video evidence, he confessed in a closed hearing. He said Karim ordered him to deal with Yukshin's defiance, but only to scare her. On the night she died, Yukshin tried to flee. Hassan chased her, and she fell, striking her head on a rock. Panicked, he dragged her to the river, thinking she was just unconscious. His voice broke. "I didn't mean to kill her. I was following orders." Hassan was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 7 years. His testimony thrust Karim into the spotlight, but his legal team swiftly invoked diplomatic immunity, blocking further charges. In January 2024, Karim boarded a private jet at Seoul's Gimpo Airport, bound for Dubai. Korean media captured him in sunglasses, expressionless, as if nothing had happened. Yukshin's mother spoke outside the courthouse, her voice raw with grief. "My daughter wasn't an accident. She was consumed by fear, crushed by power. The law let him go, but the truth won't." Her words ignited a firestorm online. The hashtag number sign, Justice for Yukshin, swept globally from Hong Kong to Seoul, where thousands marched, holding Yukshin's jewelry designs and lighting candles. The case's ripples spread wide. Yukshin's notebook and recordings, authorized by her mother, were published in a book titled Traces of Silence. It chronicled her fear, her resistance, and her yearning for freedom. Proceeds founded the Chen Yukshin Foundation, aiding women trapped by manipulation or threats, especially those under the shadow of powerful figures. In its first year, it helped over 300 women with legal aid and safe havens. Public pressure forced South Korea's government to pledge a review of diplomatic immunity laws, though change is slow. The United Nations Human Rights Council called for stronger accountability in cross-border crimes. Karim Saleh vanished from public view, but his companies in Korea and Dubai hum along as if Yukshin never existed. Yukshin's story is a mirror reflecting the arrogance of power and the fragility of truth. Her courage, those late-night recordings, the micro SD card in her pendant, the notebook scrawled with fear, sparked a global conversation about justice. Her name is no longer just a tragedy. It's a reminder that silence can be broken and truth can be heard. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Was this a plan gone wrong or a calculated cover-up by the powerful? Was Chen Yukshin a victim caught in the orbit of wealth, or was she erased because she dared to fight back? Her story isn't just a case, it's a warning about courage and its cost. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe justice was served? Your perspective might inspire our next story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more true crime investigations. Stay curious, stay vigilant, because the truth is always worth chasing. Chen Yuxin's jewelry designs still shimmer somewhere in the world, like her spirit, unextinguished. Her story has ended, but her voice echoes on.